Good morning. Do you trust the process? What does it say? 60% of you said always, and 40% of you said never. Yeah, we'll trust the process now after we've proven it's real. My notes say highlights, bark, moss, and sapling. So the bark needs a little bit more highlights, especially through here. And then the moss needs more, especially through there. I've had this catch like in my back, like here, for a week now. And I think it's finally slightly better today. It's been very not fun. I need to spray this down. And then let that sit for a minute. We have a 9-month resub from Dragonstorm. Good morning. I'm not clicked on the right window. There we go. Even if the process changes halfway through, I still trust it? Yeah, sort of, sometimes. Let's get reference image pulled up. There we go. So we have a little bit to do. I'm letting the palette soak so I can scrape it off. If I had thought ahead, I would have done that. Well, the countdown was going. Oh, I should do that part too. Is chat broken? Oh, I see. See you later, Radio Dread. So I've been painting all week, and not this painting. I've been painting a room, some walls, the entryway to my house. And I'm wondering if that's why I'm hurting and my back is like unhappy. Chess says wall. It looks really good. I'm super happy with the color. There's a little bit of touch up I have to do. Also the bikes, yeah, the sprints in the race. Yeah, that didn't help me any last weekend. Oh, I still haven't ordered my bike saddle. I should do that after stream. A little bit of touch up where it bled under the tape a little bit in a few places. It's not bad. And literally, it's going to be me with, where's a decent paintbrush for this? With a brush like this. And being like, all right. No one's going to notice except me, but I have to fix this. Are you putting the walls on eBay? I don't think the bank will like that. No, I don't think the bank will like that either. But things are getting done, and I've noticed the baseboards in the house, whatever they did to them, they're not clean. Like, I scrubbed them with brush and cleaner, and they're not coming clean. I think it has to do with whatever they put down on it, not the paint, like the caulking. So it needs to get sanded and like redone in some spots. And I did that in the foyer, and the parts where it was like really bad looks way better. They look nice and clean. They look brand new. It's great. We have a 12-month resub from Aggregated Molecules. Clickety clackety time. Thank you for hitting 1 year. Welcome in this morning. I think I should be allowed to show off the walls on my stream. So we're putting them on my stream. Did I put it in mod chat? I didn't. Let's do that now. I don't have a photo with the paper up. Steven has one. So maybe he'll show that later. There. All the trim looks so nice and clean. The blue looks really good. We've since pulled up the paper. And the outlet covers and the switch covers are not back yet. I'm gonna give that another few days to make sure it's like totally clean and dry. So I don't mar up the paint. Blue Wall House. It's pretty steel blue compared to Blue Wall House, which I don't know if you guys remember was incredibly blue. Like, I don't think there could have been a more blue paint they sold. But I'm really happy with the color. It looks almost purpley. In person. And the swatch looks quite green-blue. So it's very interesting how the color theory is changing it. What was I trying to pull up? I don't remember. I want sketchbook now, though. I remember that blue. It was so blue. We have a 38-month resub from Zelda Master. Good morning. I don't know if we'll finish this today, but we're gonna get really dang close if we don't. All right, let's do bark first and then moss. So I need to mix up like a super light bark color and do a lot of detail for that. Were you setting a reminder to order bike saddle? No, but I can. Let's do that. Reminders. I was doing some reading on bike fit and symptoms of having a poorly fitted bicycle, and I learned that the numbness I get about every 10 miles where I have to like stop for a minute, and like I don't have to stop for very long. It's 1 minute I have to stop and just walk for a second. What am I doing? Umber Ultramarine Zinc is maybe a saddle problem. Because my toes go numb. And that could be like something along the line is getting pinched, so a better saddle may help. And my bike friend that knows the most about that was saying, he's like, well, your old saddle doesn't hurt. Like, you're not getting any pain from it. I was like, correct. And he's like, you could just get a second one of those. Because what I really want is I want a saddle on each of my bikes so I don't have to keep switching it and like messing up where it goes when I switch it back and forth. And I was like, well, that is the cheapest route, yes. But I do know that that saddle isn't right for me. So if I get something that's maybe closer to right, I'll notice how bad the other one is. And then I'll be in the same spot, but at least I'll know the new saddle is better. Alright, umber. Let's start by desaturating the umber and then lightening it up a ton. But it's super hot in Raleigh this weekend. It's suddenly like 90 in summer. I mean, not yet today, but is today the last nice day? Yes. But like, it's going to be in the 90s this weekend. And hot. But it's been nice because I have been painting the wall, and so I've had like the patio door open for ventilation. The trim has been the smelliest of the paint that I've been using, the trim color. The wall color isn't as bad. Acrylic is not bad. Every so often I can smell it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what acrylic smells like. And it tends to be when I'm working with fresh paint and mixing it like I am right now. But my bike ride for this weekend is going to be Sunday on a bike that is not mine. So, and doing a style of bike riding that is not my normal style. We'll see how I feel about it. And of the 2 days this weekend, it is the warmer day. I don't have enough zinc white on my palette. Where did I put it? That's titanium. Put it over here. Is that too bright? That might be too bright. All right, I'm trying the darker color first. And that's pretty similar to what I had down, so that's not the color I need. So now we're gonna switch to the lighter color I mixed up. See that little brightness right here? That's what we're looking for. So we're just gonna brighten up all of the parts that sit right in direct light. And it's pretty extreme back here and then less extreme up here. kind of wish I had a smaller palette just to hold that color. I do, I can solve this. Now I should cover these. Alright, I have these little watercolor palette things that I like. On one side they have this little indent, on the other side they're a deeper indent, and they're ceramic. And you can see that sometimes the acrylic peels off nicely and sometimes it doesn't, but it's kind of just adhered there and it won't cause me any problems. Like it won't flake off and get into this color. It's 81 for me. It's the time when Mama Renee just stays inside because it is death outside. It's almost summer. Hi, brush. It jumped out of my fingers. I don't want to move on to this yet. I kind of want to work in these faraway spaces still. Okay, now I can work on this part. Oh, careful not to put my hand in the paint.
Such a pleasure. Remember when you tried to kill me twice? Oh, how we laughed and laughed. Except
I was just thinking about this game the other day.
under the circumstances, I've been shockingly nice. You want your freedom, take it. That's what I'm counting on. I used to want you dead, but now I only want you gone. She was a lot like you, maybe not quite as heavy. Now little Carolyn is in here too. One day they woke me up, so I could
It's really bringing that part together.
such a shame the same will never happen to you. You got your shorts and life left. That's what I'm counting on. I'll let you get Did you think I meant you? That would be funny if it weren't so sad. Well, you have been replaced. I don't need anyone now. When I delete you, maybe I'll stop feeling so bad. Go make some new disaster. That's what I'm counting on. You're someone else's problem. Now I only want you gone. Now I only want you gone. Now I only want you gone.
I have to admit, it's really bright.
I only want you gone.
And I think it's gonna be okay based on my plan here. The Wild LP gifted a sub to Judy Doll, and then we have a 38-month resub from Jamie. Thank you both. Good morning, everyone. We also have 38 months from Mike. Good morning. 3 and an 8. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Oh, that was too much. Just rush. Fix that. We have a 38-month resub from Harumi Kendall. Hi. Five months doing Apple Fitness. Very nice. There's something about this painting that is reminding me of an I Spy book. The lighting of it? Something. Could hide an ant somewhere. There's a mushroom hidden already, though. The mushroom is our hidden object. I'm gonna have to step back. Once I finish like right here, I'm gonna take a step back behind the camera and look at it from not 5 inches away. That's why I keep looking over at OBS, because it gives me a slightly different view of it. I think I want to switch this color back to a little bit of a darker one right here. It's just a little bit too bright right there. I feel like it should still be light, but not quite that bright. Maybe similar in here. All right, now is the time to step back for a minute. We have an 38-month reset for Mikana. Purple paintbrush. All right, standing back. Oh, that really helped the contrast. Cool. I just need to bring a little bit more into the foreground. So a little bit through here, and then just a touch here. And I think I'm gonna leave this alone. And then we do the same with the moss. One of the main reasons I want to do this piece is because right here I think things get a little lost. And if I use that to separate those values, it'll help. Yeah, that helped. And then we're just gonna keep working through this root. I'm starting to think I might break out the titanium white for some of the highlights in the water. Just in a few select areas. I think that's just enough highlights. Now we can do the moss. And that's half of what we needed to do today. All right, time to mix up new moss color. We don't want it to be too... Chair's really squeaky today. We don't want it to be too crazy. Oh, I need to make another note. Also, I think I do want to put titanium white in the water. Just a little bit. Really squeaky. Like, worse than usual. Fire Goddess says, house painting progress report. I'm basically done with the foyer. I have a little bit of touch-up work. I have no paper towel today. And I have to put the plate covers back on. But I want to make sure everything is dried first, so that if I set it down, it doesn't like scratch what I've done. Okay, sap green color. I do have more I want to paint, and like I'm not gonna start immediately on another room. That's too much. I forgot what color my palette is for the green. Oh no! Hansa Rossiana Sap Green Zinc. One of you, Hansa Sienna Sap Green, Hansa Rossiana Zinc. Those four. Ah! And I know I was talking about the rainbow I have picked out. Maybe at the end of stream I'll show that off because I didn't get a really great chance to talk about it on Thursday. And I'm not like trying to use every color. I'm not trying to paint every surface. It's just I wanted a palette of colors to choose from when I feel like painting a room, so that I keep it not all the same, and I kind of force myself to do a variety of colors, because if it were up to me, it would all just be shades of blue if I gave it no thoughts. Cohesive, yeah, it is a palette. They go together. And if for some reason I ever decide to paint the inside of the garage, I want to be able to choose from a palette that will go together and that I will like. I could be like, well, I really haven't used a pink yet. Where should I put the pink? Or these are the colors I haven't used. Let's pick from them so it goes together and it's different than what I have already. So that's partially why I wanted to pick this out. But I'm not trying to get every color on the wall anytime soon. I am sore from painting. I am sore from bike race. I know I wanted to do the kitchen and living room next, but there was talk of something else happening, so now I kind of need to find out if that's going to happen first, because it would make more sense to paint after that. And like if I never use half the colors I've picked out, that's fine. I just wanted to have them already sort of chosen. Which room will be moss? The kitchen is the one that is green. Alright, I need brighter than this, but yellow is too saturated. But that's also okay. It is quite yellow in the photograph I took. Sounds like you need a nice bubble bath. Yeah. Epsom salt, maybe. Ooh, this is not pretty. Let's try that again. There's way too much raw sienna. Made it a little gross colored. I think that's too cold. I think we need more yellow. Do I have small brush? That'll work. I think that works. I kind of like this brush too. Let's stick with it. All right, the key term here is use this sparingly. I need to not go overboard adding this detail. Because what's going to happen is it's going to get very easy for me to kind of get a little lazy and start doing some bigger paint dots instead of these tiny ones I'm doing. And to do too many of them. Do I want something more random than this? Yeah, this is better. It was fine there, and I might add a few more of these. But it let me have just enough control in that spot, which was good. Time to wake up. long-handled paintbrush is kind of in my way. Because, like, it's all up in my face. Oh, I forgot this whole centerpiece. Whoops. This greenery in here, forgot that. Let's fix that. We got a 37-month resub from Lunar. Good morning. With grapes. Oh, I have grapes. We bought a rotisserie chicken on Wednesday, and we made chicken Caesar salads with it from Costco. And it's one of our favorite things to do lately for food and for making dinner. The problem is then you end up with all this rotisserie chicken, which isn't a problem. It's just I need to find out what I'm going to do with it. So I decided that I wanted to make a chicken salad out of it. And I've really been craving a particular chicken salad, so I found a copycat recipe and then I made that. And there's grapes in it, and there's pineapple in it, and there's apple. And that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. And then there's extra grapes too. See how that yellow really brought that part together? Only for you, right? Yeah, Steven does not like chicken salad. That looks good. There's just a little bit in a few areas that I think need a little bit of touching up. And this brush is all gunked up, so we need a new one. Leftover chicken with pasta? Yeah. That's another good one. But I was really in the mood for, like I said, a particular chicken salad. Oop, that was too much. Okay. That's good. Now we can go back to the sapling. I just shoved my hands in wet paint. I think before I start on the sapling, I'm going to put the titanium white in. Once I find it. There it is. Tiny brush. This is tiny brush. Don't like it. Need softer tiny brush. This one was too stiff of a tiny brush. I need to be able to soften my marks. I don't want to do much to any of this, just to make the parts in the puddle look wet. This is really spooky music right now. Why music spooky? Little ghost into the painting. We already have creaky chair. I'm getting really tired of stretching back and forth, so we're gonna do this. There's something that needs fixed still. And I think I need to add just a touch of zinc just to soften a few small spots. But it did exactly what I wanted in other spots. Because this is such a focal point of the painting, the water needs to be right, as does the sapling. Okay, that's good. We have a 38-month resub from Aiden who says, happy 38 months. Hello, welcome in. We're ready to start on the final piece of this puzzle. The sapling part. I also gotta sign it, I suppose. All right, I'm thinking I should shade it first because it's not dark enough in some spots yet. I needed to round out the moss here a little bit. Okay, now we can do it. Let's do a zoom in. Where is it zooming in? Way up there. It's not quite where I'm working. Trying to decide what color I'm using for this. I think I'm going to start with burnt umber and a little bit of the sap green and some glazing liquid just to make it slightly more transparent, and then do all of the darkest parts of the sapling. There's like speckles on the leaves, and that'll be a very final thing that I do with this. But for now, the plan is just to bring in some of the deepest parts of this. So from these guys, there's like a super dark spot. I don't like this brush. This brush is really, it's a stiff, tiny brush, and it's not soft enough to do the lines I'm trying to do. Too small. Also too small. You might be good. You might be good. Sapling goth teen era. I had painted the original stem of this quite green, but it's actually quite brown. All right, I'm gonna zoom in and hold the canvas up so you can see a little bit better where I'm working. I'm not gonna keep painting that way, but the stem down here, I'm making brown. And then we'll move on to the leaves. All right, back down to a leaf. So they do kind of get this backlit bright yellow, light green color. So I'm gonna start with that because I think if I do it in reverse, it doesn't look as good. I don't have any red on this palette, do I? Ah. Closest I have in the palette I've picked out is sienna. So we're gonna take a little bit of that because this green is just slightly too bright. That's better. All right, so I'm gonna re-outline this. You should not sit up here. I'm gonna push it over. I wonder if it's possible to get arrow key buttons. Probably. That's something I can ask Steven later. I'm painting from the outside of the leaf in, so I have a nice sharp line on the edge, and then I'm just going to soften it as or clean up the inside as I get to those colors. So this line is way too thick for what I want it to be, but that's okay right now. I knew I was going to do that. Should just set it down. don't know how I feel about this leaf. It's not looking right to me, and I'm unsure why. So we're gonna leave it alone, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Not need to be winter. We have a 38-month resub from the Slick Duke. Hi. We're painting sapling tree part. It is going. I'm not sure how I feel about the 2 leaves I've done. Something is not right. Oh, that is way too bright. I need it to be much darker than that. Those feel better. There's still something about them I don't like. I'm also realizing I am incredibly hungry. And that won't get better anytime soon. I do want to cement this to the ground, and what I mean by that is it's kind of floating right now. So we're going to mix up a little bit of a shadow color. And set that down. Eat the sapling, Mal. We won't notice. No, see what's happening is the leaves are not doing what I want. And I'm hungry, which is probably contributing. So it is also 1. So I'm thinking it's probably a good time to stop, eat lunch, and then do the rest of it next week because it's almost done. But this needs like fresh eyes and a break. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Fresh eyes are the best eyes. Oh, I should move that color over though. You should not sit up here. Go sit down here. But otherwise, I feel like everything else is done and really good. Fresh eyes and a chicken salad. Yeah. I'm really happy with everything else. Also, where is that? Oh, this needs to be a lot bigger. And you need to probably actually sit there. Yeah, this leaf is totally wrong. Sorry, we're gonna fix that. There, it's gone. And all is right again. I do have to fix this though so I see it. Otherwise I'll be confused what my chalk is next week. Okay, that's better. Now those leaves are in their right spot. But everything else is looking really good. So it's just the sapling. Everything else is like set, and I'm happy with it. So we will definitely be finishing this next week. All right, let's talk about things that are coming up. Today's Friday, so that means tonight there's more Hitman. I'm excited to see what shenanigans we'll get into next. I feel like we're on a big level that has a lot, and it's my turn, maybe? Trying to remember. I don't know. We'll probably talk about it in our meeting today about what's next. Sunday is going to be Hades stream, as far as I'm aware. Racetrack Land, that's it. We have to finish Racetrack Land. Right? There's Hades on Sunday? It's not on my calendar. But yes, as far as I know, there's Hades on Sunday. Monday night, there will be Ghost of Yote. And I feel like we're like in a sort of rest area with just non-plot things, and we're going to wrap that up and probably move on to Kitsune stuff. Tuesday will be breakfast stream. Everything else next week is normal. And next Saturday, so a week from tomorrow, is the next shelf control. And Chaz has done a lot of work, Steven's done a lot of work, so I hope everyone is excited for that and tunes in, because I'm excited for you guys to see what they've all worked on to make it start to come together. And I painted a wall, so I might be doing more of that. Maybe not next week. I'll give myself like a week or two, because I have to patch walls and paint trim, and I think I need at least a week or two before I do all of that again. But shelf control is going to be very exciting next week. All right, thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's not like you're gonna get kicked out. True. I hope you have a good rest of your Friday, and I hope to see you tonight. I'm gonna go eat chicken salad, and be around for Hitman later. Have a good afternoon, everyone.